So Nvidia is gonna come out of earnings for now. Let me check this real quick. Do give me some time, people, here real quick. All right, you guys. And close, open. All right. All right. So we have the S&P 500 holding on this crucial level. I had a feeling it wasn't gonna go on breaking from here because from the hawkish from the FOMC and also um wait for Nvidia. So let me show you my boxes and all this shit. Let me go to the 4 candle actually. It's right here. Put my boxes on real quick. I know this is a mess. So I said yesterday we were gonna hold inside of this box right here. That's from 7,400 to 7,367. Especially because we're waiting for the FOMC and not looking really forward to that because we were expecting to hear bad news. Pretty much, rate cuts have been pushed away way far as fuck. And so the only thing that we're looking forward to is Nvidia now. So if it really if it would have gotten like good news from the Fed, like some unexpected fucking good news, then yeah, the market would have started rallying and all whatnot. So what it's gonna do right here is, and this is why I didn't go on a trade for a long or for a sell in this area right here, because we could have um Nvidia come with bad earnings. Here's a weekly. These blue lines right here, these are weekly. We're gonna get bad earnings from Nvidia. Um, we close at 2, so we're gonna close 2 here. Then, depending on Nvidia's news, we're gonna close. Open on futures at 3 o'clock, either somewhere here or barely near it. Near it, if we didn't get good or bad news from Nvidia, and from there, it's gonna be up to. Mm, 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 mm. So since we have data tomorrow too, important data, this one's probably gone already. Let's see. 15 Fibonacci is right here. Take this one, take it out or no? Yeah, take it out. You got the 100 candle right here. Yeah, same area pretty much. Then you got your 2-hour candle. Come on, puto. Yeah, same area. All right, cool. Let me see earnings. No, not yet. So I don't think. Yeah, I think they're gonna come actually when the market closes at 2 o'clock. Otherwise, they release with this shit right now. The market's still open. People, anyways. So that's what it's doing. So let me show you what ChatGPT, Mr. ChatGPT got. The market is now entering one of the most important closes of 2026 so far because today market is not just about today anymore. After today, 2 p.m. Arizona cash cash close, Nvidia reports earnings, and immediately after that, globe market transitions directly into Asia futures reaction, Europe, London institutions positioning, and their more Fed-driven economic data Thursday and Friday. Yes, we have it right here. Jobless claims, which is what the Fed pays attention to. PMI, manufacturing service, consumer sentiment. And then next week is even better because we have initial jobless claims Friday, Tuesday. So that's shit that the Fed cares about. So even if today people couldn't get on this dump or whatever, trust me, there's gonna be more plenty coming on, especially if this next data is gonna be bad. And especially if over the weekend we attack Iran. Um, so since we have two more data tomorrow, even no matter how much we fall down, and if we do, we're gonna open somewhere here. Asia market is gonna test it again, the 50 pretty much. If you see, it pretty much consolidated. So 50% is right here. So either during nighttime with the bad news, we're gonna come here, test this 50. Asia's gonna come test this 50 again. Either start breaking at 10:45 to 8:30, or it's gonna hold, and then again it's gonna be waiting for 11:45 to 8:30 to either break on up here again with the data coming out. Either data comes out good for the stock market and it recovers, or fucking we end up going back down because bad news, and again the market ends up going down. But this time we end up actually breaking this support, and we end up going down. And you'll see that with crypto. Talking about crypto, and see what it's telling us right now. Still staying strong, especially Ethereum. What you don't want is, so by 3 o'clock, and crypto closes at 5 p.m. Arizona time, and the forward candle is from 1 to 5. So half of that is your 2:45 to 3:30. So at 3:30, you're gonna see more movement, a lot more movement. Either we're gonna finally start breaking this weekly, start going on down, closing here at 2, and then once 3 o'clock opens, we're either gonna dump down even more, and we should be here by 4 or 5 o'clock and start dumping if we have bad news. And we're gonna hold because of tomorrow's data. So it's gonna, or if the market by 3 o'clock sustains this upward movement, we're up here by 4, end up closing here by 5. That's differently. That tells me that we had good earnings for Nvidia, but then it's gonna be depending on tomorrow's data for Ethereum to really start breaking out of here and get out of here finally of this zone that's been stuck in this box. But just because we're not outside of this box tomorrow, we still got Friday and over the weekend news. So most likely you're gonna get trapped in here or put it back in here. But it just depends how the market how if the S&P breaks out, create a new all-time high, or still get stuck in that still in this range right here. Watch in this range, in this range here. So even though we're getting the video good news, we'll get stuck somewhere here, and then with tomorrow's data, just end up closing pretty much the week here inside of here. And then because of that, depending on what happens in the weekend, you'll see Nvidia show the crypto will show you what's if Trump made a tweet that we're gonna go attack over the weekend, if whatever they're gonna tweet on Friday to give you that suspend over the market, like they're gonna attack or they're gonna have this deal. I heard they're gonna have this deal over the weekend, so I heard this time is gonna be the real one. Cause trust me, Iran doesn't want to get bombed, so they go for long calls. Cause this time is the real one, and the market is at a all-time high, and Nvidia just had a good earnings, shit like that, and all that bullshit. So that's why now investors are waiting here. Smart money is doing this. If the market was moving already up, I would have been surprised with how everything is right now. You got, I was surprised that oil did go down below 100. That made me think that some sort of talks or something happened that made oil go down to 100, especially after hearing talks and that this and that, and that's what made me more bullish. On top of that, the yields went down too. That's what made me more bullish. But what did make me bullish is that the Fed said what it said, that it doesn't see rate cuts nearby, and the only thing that we have is earnings. And see, for now, that's how we feel right now. But if you looking 2 weeks ahead, you still and they give you 2 weeks data. So if you look next week data is gonna be more important. And then also tomorrow we have important data. But all this is still warning, and it's been a warning. The only reason why the market went down was because of the war. The only reason why the market made such a crazy recovery in a week was because of the war's over. The war's gonna be over. The war's gonna be over in 5 weeks. Over. And that made fucking the market move up. And we saw it move up and we go in and fucking the market keeps on going. And then that way you can brag about, but just look at the market, you guys. It's at an all-time high again. Nobody said it was possible. Everybody said it was possible, but I did it. You did it because you manipulate the market with the fucking war. It was a war. It was driven fucking market. It was stock. It was fucking driven by the war. That's all. Emotions. It wasn't that. Oh shit! Have you guys seen the data? We've been getting some phenomenal fucking data and earnings. Man, our fucking economy is doing great because no. All right, so yeah, we're gonna close here. We're gonna close here. We're gonna have to wait to open. Wait to see how Nvidia came out with the earnings, and I'll hop on back at 3 p.m. to give you the results. Let's see what is this. U.S. stock remains highest after not trading Wednesday. Nvidia polls results at top estimates. Nvidia shares prepared immediate loss after the release of results of trade over. All right. If it came out early, all right, let's go. If not, Mr. ChatGPT, I'm gonna need you over here. Actually, So the market just got its first major answer after the bell. Nvidia beat earnings again, but the reaction is more complicated than normal blowout beat environment, and the complexity matter of a lot for tonight. Initially, Nvidia reaction immediate after earnings. Nvidia initially dropped, then buyers stepped in back in and shares reversed the trade positive after hours. That alone tells you something important. Institutions are not panicking, selling the report, but this was not the kind of ultra exclusive destroy expectation high up. What investors are focusing on inside the report was Nvidia report. Da, 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 da. The market confidence still exists. The fact that stocks recovered quickly after initially dip. They refused to, but markets in relief. No dramatic collapse. This is why tonight's reaction matters so much. The AI trade is not no longer cheap optimism. Now it is fully priced into mid cap valuations. Nasdaq leading. If the was accelerating enough, still matters. Mentally, the not lose sight of this. Today's 5 minutes remains really important because they change the macro. More highs remain positive. Yeah, the fucking we're still in a fucking war. Yields are like as long as we're in the fucking war, and we don't get no fucking bad labor market data. We're gonna keep seeing rate cuts all the way back over there, all the way over there. So that's why tomorrow's data and especially next week's data is what's gonna move the market, give the market that relief that, whoo, yeah, finally bad labor market. That way the Fed can step in and fucking say like, oh, there you go, there's a fucking move. Let me see Bitcoin and Ethereum. It goes Nvidia. Shabby do 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 do. Wow. Girl, you're my angel. You're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend, and I'm making money. Hopefully, it keeps going down because it's. You see how fucking these reports are fucking. See, that's why you don't fucking trust these reports that they give you from these stocks. And I'm gonna surrender. Thanks for giving me your love. Hmm. See, it's not a take you out. All right, so if it was bad news, we would have dropped already too. Because think about from traders and option traders, you're seeing this breakout. You know this is a resistance right here. You can't see what I'm seeing right now, so you know that this is your resistance right here. You know we're waiting for Nvidia, and we're expecting Nvidia to have this crazy rally turned up. You know where, as you can see, it didn't do shit really. Compared to this, like compared if we would have had some a little, you know, some we have that, but we came back, so not even a green candle and the next one coming down, nothing. And but also we don't have no drop. Notice how it's holding. Okay, so since that wasn't that crazy of a move, and we're gonna close already here. So we're either gonna open the same area and barely China is gonna come and test this weekly down here and possibly come down. Fuck. Possibly come down and test this region. Europe may bring it down here, and if Europe keeps it down here, um, then we have data at 5:30, so it'll come up in this area here. I don't think Europe and Asia and Europe are gonna bring it all the way down here. If anything, pay attention to if Asia brings it down to this price, 7,400. Pay attention to the first forward candle and to 740 or the second no, yeah. The first, which is gonna be from technically it's from 2 to 6, so pay attention to 3:30 and 3:45 and 3:45 and 4:30. If 3:45, 4:30 we don't break this, then pay attention to 7:45, 8:30. And if we also don't break that, if we just spike and then come back, we're most likely gonna start coming up here, starting starting to go up once we get to 10 p.m. because that's the end of a forward candle. And then from here start going up as year comes and we wait for the data, and then we'll recover and ignore the stocks and bond lift off. Here we come, another news. While oil and bonds yields tumble on Wednesday on growing hopes that U.S. Iran peace deal could be immediate. Oh, okay, there was a peace deal. Um, into after hours trade after world most valuable economies released latest statements. And I look, I look at President Donald Trump apparent climb down on interest rate with inflation acceleration and bond yields climbing. He was cooled with calls for incoming Fed chair Kevin. Yeah, so the market is not as scared as I thought it would be with the Fed, and Asia is gonna keep it down here and bring it up as we get to Europe. And if anything, we're gonna come down here. If anything, crack. And since if we do have this fucking sort of deal happening in the next 2 days or tomorrow, that's gonna give the market less stress and be able to actually recover up quick. instead of having this fear of having bad earnings or having bad all this bullshit. So I don't see the market really going on down. And by the market I mean the S&P. I only see the S&P coming down here, creating support here, bullshitting in the Asian time. Once we get to a Euro to 11:45, 12:30, we should be coming up. The worst is that we can come down here, scare. Asia brings it all the way down, and then Europe comes, and we start waiting for the data. Data comes out good, and we go on up again. Again, escalating this area right here. Unless some sort of bond yields or Asia bullshit with the money and yields overnight went up or whatever whatnot that triggers the market overnight to start dropping like crazy. um that's that's the extreme, but rather than that, I don't see it going down and having this crazy drop. We would have seen that already with Nvidia's earnings. We would have seen the S&P, all of a sudden drop down here, close here, and then we would have opened. Future would have been like, holy shit, are we gonna make it on top, or are we gonna start going on down? Asia would have brought it down along with Europe, and so on. This tells me that we're gonna, if we do come down, we're gonna bring it down with downward down here, at that 7,400, and then go up. Especially we have oil come down to 100 and yields also maintain the lowest, unless overnight we escalate again and we go back up. That's something that was gonna fucking affect us. All right, but the market closed. I'll be back either at 3 or 6 p.m. Arizona time, people. All right, this is Brian Seacrest signing the fuck out.